Yes, Emily.
Welcome everybody to Bio TV. My name is Thatch Casey Olivera, also known as Kay, and I have a great friend with me. Her name is Mercy, and we are here because we are talking about mental health and how to improve and boost our mental health. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, comment, subscribe, because you do not want to miss any upcoming videos that we have. So if you haven't done so already, please do it. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
I am a subscriber, so you must be also.
Period.
Okay.
All right. So today's episode is actually pretty interesting. It's an episode where we talk about how to overcome peer pressure. Now, peer pressure is a feeling that one must do the same thing as the other person of one age and social group in order to be liked or respected by them. Now, I don't know about you, but I have engaged in peer pressure. Have you? Yeah. And I feel like we've all have experienced it at least once in our life. And if you haven't done so, I'm pretty sure you will at some point of your life, right? Now, Mercy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Can you share us a time where you've been peer pressured by any chance?
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Okay.
In fact, I don't know where we want to begin.
Let's start somewhere.
Yeah, but I think the time that I remember is probably when I was in like 6th grade. I was about 11. And so I went to this school and there was this new boy and everybody thought that he was so cute. You know what I'm saying? Little light skin self. And and I was like, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? I guess he's cute. Did I personally feel the same sort of like, figure for this young person? No, but everybody did. And then as he came, he started to get more popular, and so this boy started to like me, and I was like, oh, that's really nice, and it started to make me feel nice, but I didn't really like him like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I really didn't know. And so, all the kids and stuff, as he was getting more popular, they were like, Mercy, he really likes you and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I started to sort of feel a little bit crazy that I did not like him, because it was like everybody else likes him. Everybody thinks he's cool. He likes me. Therefore, I should like him. Yeah. 1 + 1 = like 2, right?
Yeah, not 21.
Not 21. Nah, so, but later on, nothing happened then, but he got a girlfriend who was older than us also. She was in the grade above. So I was like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? You stepping up your game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you had it like that. But yeah, so I was like, okay. So I thought actually, I was like, ooh, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, taking off the pressure over me. Thank you, Jesus. That's what I thought. There was one day, we were on some class trip, and then all the cool kids, they let us sit in the back of the bus. So we went to the back of the bus. I was there with them. I didn't want to be there, but I felt like I had to be there because that's where all my friends were. And so I was there. They was acting a little frisky. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, I don't live that life. And so there was this one time, and then it was just like, you should kiss him. He wants to kiss you. And I was like,
whoa.
I don't want to do that. And so then the people in the crowd, people start to listen and hear, and they're like, you should kiss him. And I'm like, I don't. And you're like, and I started to really feel in my head the pressure that I really have to kiss him. And I was like, I don't know what excuse that I made up in the moment, but I make some excuse, and I ran to the front of the bus, and thank God we had approached the school, and so I got out, and then I just I went in the car, and went home, and I was just that was one of the times where I just felt a lot of pressure to do something that I didn't want to do. And then later on, that same pressure and not really addressing it, not really standing up for myself or creating boundaries led to me almost getting into a fight with his girlfriend for someone I didn't really care for.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, thank you for that. You said something that was really interesting. Boundaries. That's something that we all need to learn. How long did it take you to learn how to set great boundaries for yourself?
I was born in 1990. What year?
You did not have to share
And
that.
I am how old? Still learning.
Still learning.
You know, just have to do that
yeah.
quick math. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You know,
yeah.
just divide. You know, long divide by 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still learning.
Yeah. Boundaries is hard. I know for me as well. I have also engaged in like peer pressure, and at one point in my life, I wanted to fit in with the cool crew. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted everyone to know my name and be like, "Oh, yo, okay, you cool, you cool." And so there was one time where I actually stole gum.
Girl,
It doesn't. Yeah, I know.
you was a thing.
Oh my God! Stop! It's when I was younger. And it probably wasn't even that big of a deal, but
you lessening crime.
No.
Because of what you stole. I didn't know it worked like that. Theft is theft.
All right. Enough about me. But no, there was like this group of people that like was really cool, and all they did was smoke, you know, do other stuff and like steal and stuff. And I wanted them to be like, "Yo, okay, you type cool," because there was one person that came to me and was like, "Yo, you're lame," and I was like, "Oh,
lame."
What you mean I'm lame?
Never.
Right.
Like K and lame don't go together.
Right. So I was like, I'm not lame. Like I could be cool.
I
like,
can
you know what I'm
down.
saying? But that was when I was younger. So I went into the store and I was like, yo, I'm about to take this gum. It's like, I know if somebody's watching is like, what, gum? That's nothing. But it was something for me. And so anyway, I took the gum and I literally came out of the store and I almost had a panic attack. My heart was just like, boom, 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 and I threw it away. But like, that didn't make me feel good at all. And it made me realize that, one, I should never allow anyone to bring me out of character because I'm not a thief, like wholeheartedly, though I did steal that gum, you know, so I was a thief then. But overall,
it wasn't your character.
It's not my character. And I didn't want anything to mess up my character or reputation because I was known to be a goody two shoe. I think I'm still good too. What do you think? Yeah, maybe. But but no. But yeah, so when they found out what I did, like it wasn't even, I didn't even get included to the cool crew. Like it wasn't enough for them. So I
you so that's cute. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but you're still not. You
now
still
let's bring it to this house.
Right.
That was life stuff. Nah.
Right. So I learned from my mistake, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that ever again. But again, that's what peer pressure is all about, right? It's forcing you to do something that you really don't want to do and conforming to things that is not you. And so I think this is why we're having this video, figuring out ways on how to overcome peer pressure. And it is the month of September, and you already know what that means, right? Everybody's going back to school, whether it's middle school, high school, or college, and they're in different environments. They're in new classrooms with different teachers and different peers. And there may be someone in your classroom who may want to persuade you into doing something that you shouldn't do. And we want to encourage you to not do it, especially if you know deep down inside that you shouldn't do it. You ever felt like that gut feeling or that voice in your head that's like, yo, I want to encourage you to listen to those voices. Listen to that voice that's saying, hey, don't do it, wrong idea, right? So I want to list a few things that we can do to help overcome peer pressure. Is that all right? All right. So the first strategy that I want to bring to the table to help us overcome peer pressure is, number one, just paying attention to how we feel. And that kind of correlates to what I was saying before with just like when we have that feeling of not doing something that we know is wrong, like to just listen and just be aware of your surroundings, paying attention to how we feel. What do you think about that?
I think that's really true. I think sometimes we start to think that voice is like, I'll name for me, like I'm just like, oh, you know, that's like me just trying to be nice, or like I start to as much as possible just like sort of silence that voice or like invalidate that voice or dismiss it. And then eventually I'm like, I should have listened to like, you know, that part of me that was telling me maybe you shouldn't do that.
The next thing that I want us to understand is, one, understand your friend group and make sure that the people that's in your circle is sharing the same beliefs and morals. Because to be honest, if you have a good circle, they're gonna tell you, they're gonna acknowledge what's going on and they're gonna tell you the truth. They're gonna be like, hey sis, No. Don't steal that gum. See, now if I had good friends back then, you a good friend, but you wasn't there.
If she had me, I would just looked at her.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know who you think you are.
Listen, I did not have good friends back then, at least in that era. And I'm sure that if I went to that person and be like, yo, I'm really trying to fit in with this person, but I feel like I gotta steal some gum. I'm pretty sure that person would have been like, let's not do that. And so as you guys are entering into your school and you're like learning how to make new friends and you're actually, entering into a certain circle group, make sure you know who's in your circle. And if they're doing something that goes against your beliefs, goes against your morals, cut that off. Cut that out. Because friends are important, but you matter, right? So don't make decisions that's going to mess up your character and your reputation, because you don't want that. Yeah? What do you think about that?
No, I 100% agree. I think going back to that story that I named earlier, I had to make a decision really young that I was either going to be alone or around people who made me someone that I did not like. I even got to a point that I bullied somebody because of the people that I was around. And so, I made a choice that I'd rather be alone than be someone that I know that I'm not. And it was a really tough decision. It was really hard. I was 11, 12, you know what I'm saying? And so I just chose that I would be, alone and by myself, which was really lonely. And it was tough, but I felt happier knowing that I didn't compromise who I knew myself to be to just have people like me. And it made me stronger that as an adult that I got more comfortable with being around myself, because I like myself now because I spend a lot of time with myself.
Okay.
But I would just encourage for people who may feel like, I'm gonna be alone or like there's nobody, who will connect to me. That's not true. I have made great friends now, and you learn a lot about yourself and you learn to really care and value yourself. And so when you get into other situations, you know that you are the most important person and you won't compromise that for anybody else.
I like that. You kind of remind me of the episode that we actually had, I think it was 2 weeks ago, like learning ourselves. I think that's important. Like if you really know yourself, you're gonna immediately know that you shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z because that goes against who you are. And so I do believe that in this season, as you said, like know who you are and figure out like what you like, what you don't like, what your morals are, because that is going to create such character and such reputation that you need. So definitely learn you, and when you do learn yourself, you're able to create appropriate boundaries. Yeah. Thanks. The last strategy that I want to present to us on how to overcome peer pressure is learning how to say no. Learning how to say no. Now that's probably one of the toughest strategies yet, is saying no. I know for me, it's hard for me to say no. Even now, and I'm like an adult. I have my moments where I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Yes, I can do it. Even though I know I can't. I'm gonna do it. Regardless, I got you.
Girl, the moment you said, let's say, I said, how you spell that?
Right. And it's 2 letters too.
How you spell that?
How you spell no?
Is it KW? How you put that together?
But no, it's important for us to learn how to say no. And I think saying no is one of the ways that we can create, that will help us to create boundaries. And I know that it's difficult. And to be honest, I would be lying to you if I say, yo, it's easy. Because I do it on a regular, because I don't. But if we are able to have that strength or that grace to say no, right, it'll actually limit the amount of negativity that comes our way, right? Saying no. When's the last time you said no?
It has honestly been work related. Now, personal relationships we're working on it. But in work, I've gotten to a place where I feel like I can sort of list my boundaries more so than I did when I first started working. That imposter syndrome be heavy. And for our younger people, trying to feel like you don't deserve it to be in certain spaces. And so you have to perform at a level that's greater than people's expectations of what they think of you, just to prove that you deserve to be somewhere. someplace. And because I felt that so heavy, I would say yes to things that, you know, I probably should have said no to. I would allow things that I probably, you know, shouldn't have done. And I've gotten to a place now where I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that, or I don't think this is the best for my position or role. And so, you know, that, you know, probably like a few months ago was like a no. That was like something I had to say in order to, for a time where I felt comfortable, and not feeling pressured, not feeling forced, but a decision that I, you know, grew with at a time that I knew that I could make it. And so yeah, that was the last time I said no.
Thank you for your honesty. You know, I think that across the board, like someone is watching this and is probably saying, yo, I feel you on that. Like saying no is really difficult, and when you're saying no to someone, you're having confidence in knowing that, one, you know who you are, because if you know who you are, you're not going to settle for nothing, you're not going to settle for less, right? And you're not going to compromise you're not going to compromise who you are to make sure that someone else is happy, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, and I think the hardest part is, I would say, like, you know, as we're learning and growing, you know, I have a good idea about myself. I'm still, you know, so we still learning. But I feel like that saying no is the part of, like, just, I'm always concerned about how the other person's gonna feel, how the other person's gonna react, and so much so, like, sort of like moving aside my own discomfort, my own, you know, things that are like just that don't make me feel all right, just to be able to satisfy someone else. So I really do agree that it's like putting, you know, sort of like laying that boundary again, and like, you know, like setting that sort of, what's I'm looking for, like boundary, just so that other person doesn't walk over it, but they also understand, like, okay, this is not okay for me to do, you know, and then they make note of that and they don't try to do that again.
Yeah. I wonder if there's someone on this watching this episode who's struggling with saying no, can just like make it up in their mind saying, you know, I'm going to be intentional with my words, and if I ever feel uncomfortable, I'm going to say no. Like, I feel like that's something that we need to do, like make a choice to say within ourselves and say, you know what, the next time I find myself in an uncomfortable situation, I'm going to try my best to express myself and say no. And if that's you, I want you to comment down below and say no, #boundaries.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So if that's you, and if you're willing to like learn how to say no, just comment below. Just say no, #boundaries.
And don't forget to give me step-by-step on how that works so I can apply that to my life.
Right. But anyway, so these are some of the steps or strategies rather that we can take in order for us to overcome peer pressure. Yeah. Now, there are many other strategies that we can do on a daily basis to do just that. But these top 3 or 4 strategies that we present today are something that we want to encourage you to do because it matters. And again, this channel is all about ways on how to improve and boost our mental health. And when you are peer pressured, it can definitely affect your mental health. And so once you are able to say no, able to be aware of your surroundings, being able to acknowledge who's in your circle, and actually being able to talk to them for support, it'll help you to overcome such peer pressure. Yeah. Well, that's all we have today. But if you are on here and you want to learn more about peer pressure, you want to learn more things on how to improve or boost your mental health, please stay tuned for more episodes. Again, my name is Thatcher K. Silvera, also known as K, and this is my good friend Mercy, and we are here to make sure that we are all improving our mental health and boosting it together. So stay tuned, because you matter, your mental health matters, and you are bio, beautiful inside and out.